everybody, this is Argus Wolf, and I'm doing I guess you could call this a makeup episode. I do apologize for my schedule being kind of off the wall, but, hey, I'm kind of doing this as I feel the need to do it, and I felt the need to do this. Anyways, for those of you who've been kind of keeping up with my streams and whatnot for the last little while, a couple months ago, I did a show where I tried to show you guys the basic flight tutorial for Star Citizen. And I mean, it went pretty well. There were some hiccups here and there. The frame rate dropped a lot, and I couldn't get past the basic combat tutorial because the missiles just would not connect. And at that part of the tutorial, the missiles, you had to kill the drone with the missile in order to progress. And I tried to, after like 20 minutes of trying and just spamming missiles like crazy, I tried to skip ahead to the next segment, which was landing and advanced combat and all that fun stuff. But the frame rate just dropped so horrendously that I said screw it and decided I was just going to leave it and come back to it another day. Well, today is another day, and so I have decided that today I'm going to go ahead and try to finish the tutorial. For those of you who have not seen the first portion of the tutorial, the takeoff and basic flight controls and basic combat, that's in a previous video. I've actually got labeled, I believe it is Star Citizen 2.2 Basic Flight Sim or Basic Flight tutorial. This one is just going to be, it's probably going to be a kind of short video-ish, or short stream. This one's just going to be the last little segments, which are landing, advanced maneuvers, and advanced combat. So, we're going to go ahead and jump in. We're going to start with landing. Couple little caveats. There are still some frame rate drops. So there will be some little bits where the game will just kind of freeze up a little bit. Hopefully it won't be too terrible, cause, hopefully it won't be so bad that you can't at least get an idea for what's going on. Also, as of last stream, I have started using voice attack for a lot of my controls. Well, not a lot of my controls, but for some of the controls.
Green. Contact. Begin scan.
Here we go, and you'll just hear me saying commands instead of just doing them. So, let's get back in the game. This, alright. Next target.
This should be close enough.
There we go. Now, of course, it's going to keep showing all of the basic button commands. Like, for this, it says to toggle your ship's landing system on and off, press button 10. Obviously, there are other ways to do it. You can use the N button. For me, I've actually got it set to a verbal command so that I can kind of free up that button and other things. So, anyways, once engaged, any available landing zones with radar range will display radar contacts with the nearest automatically becoming focused. If you rather engage the landing system disables your combat targeting systems, meaning you will lose the ability to lock on prime missiles. So yeah, if you're in the middle of combat, you don't want to be in landing mode, because then all of a sudden you'll lose lock on whatever you're following, or you won't be able to lock on. So that kind of thing. So just kind of watch what you're doing. And there's some kind of weird landing mode. See, there's little hiccups up. Let's try this again. Maybe. Landing mode. Reminder, yes, I know. If you would just shut up, I would do it. Landing mode. Seriously, come on.
Landing mode. Engaged.
It was
Once landing mode's active, your HUD's gonna swap out your combat systems for landing-specific functionality. Go ahead and pick a landing pad.
Already did. Okay, to cycle through your night. Yes. Oh.
Once you've targeted a landing pad, request permission to land.
Next target. Apparently that's not gonna work. Screw it. Same landing zone. No, some landing zones require you to request permission to land. That's kind of a. If you're gonna use autopilot to land, then yes, you do need to request permission to land. Pretty much everywhere, because that locks the target and it tells your autopilot which little area you're gonna land in. So you don't necessarily have to, but it is.
Go ahead and pick a landing pad.
I already did. Request landing permission.
Landing request approved.
Woohoo! Yay, I can land. Maybe. If it lets me.
Your radars are placed by the landing system.
Precision
It'll
mode.
guide you to your pad and help you perform a safe landing. You can use the automatic ETL landing procedure or do the whole thing manually.
Yeah, and again, with manual, it's pretty self-explanatory. You position your ship over a landing pad, you land yourself, using strafe, and whatever. Automatic, it does it all for you. All you have to do is line the ship up. I'm lazy, so I'll probably use auto land because, like I said, I'm lazy.
Make sure your ship stays within the bounds of the pad, and keep your eye on your pitch and roll.
Yeah. Auto land.
Automated landing initiated.
Like I said, I'm lazy. Now, for some ships, it'll actually show a little display. Well, this one might. Once I get closer, it might actually show something. Gotta love the Top Gun-esque music, don't you?
AP activated.
There goes. Nice job. Now with some ships, it'll
Landing
actually show
gear
you,
deployed.
the ones that have like a 3D sphere up front, they'll actually show you a representation of the landing pad and the actual zone, and it'll show you like an arrow that points you in the direction and all that fun stuff. So it's
Landing complete.
Touchdown. Great work. While we're waiting, feel free to take a look at your ship's setup.
yeah. HUD weapons or not. This is just telling you how to look at your different HUDs. You can do it a couple of different ways. If you press home, it'll actually allow you to interact with your HUD. F1 through F4 brings up the different kinds of HUDs. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Again, I've got it set to where I can access different parts of my HUD using voice attacks. So, overview pane is what it normally shows. It gives you a general overview of power settings, shield settings, and weapon settings. Weapons pane, pretty self-explanatory. Tells you your weapon status, what weapon you have, ammunition available, things like that. And this is where you can add or remove weapons within a fire group. Power pane, this is where you adjust your power allocations, your power throttle. Your power throttle is actually something I haven't really played with much. It's basically where you tell the power plant how much power it should actually put out. So like, default is of course 100%. It's putting out 100% of available or possible power. You can reduce it. And like it says, reducing overall power usage will drastically reduce your EM signature, but leave you vulnerable because obviously you can't recharge weapons or shields or whatever nearly as fast if your power throttle is not all the way up. And then of course it tells you G1 is your weapons, G2 is your shields, G3 is your engines. But okay, so it says you can define themselves. That's good. shield pane. Again, pretty self-explanatory. Shields show you which facings, allows you to tell which facing charges faster. You've got, depending on the kind of shields you have two different setups. Like on the screen right now, you can see there's one big square and one skinny rectangle. The big square only applies if you have a ship with 4 shield facings. So like the ship I'm in now has a front, a back, and a left and a right facing. So I can actually tweak my energy or my power flow to different shield facings to all 4 of those. My Ghost only has what are called top and bottom. Oh, okay, never mind. It actually, the skinny one's top and bottom too. But with the Ghost, I only have 2 facings, the front and the back. And so I would use the skinny slider there to determine where my shield power is going. And then of course the segment status, which where the hell? Well, that would be in the shield HUD, telling you which direction gets what power.
In there, you'll see your weapon groups, shield configuration, and power distribution. Now, wouldn't mess around with them during training.
See, there it is. HUD overview. So, it's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory most of the time. Okay.
Topped off. Let's get back out there.
Yay, we have fuel.
Take off when you're ready. Think you
Launch
can stay on my
complete.
tail?
Landing gear retracted.
Here's target.
If you need to get up to top
Next
speed in a
target.
hurry, try boosting.
Yes, I know about boosting. Come on. Match velocity. SCM. There we go. Keep forgetting about that.
You can also use it to overpower your maneuvering thrusters in order to take tighter corners.
That actually comes in really handy sometimes. If you're trying to, easiest method is to hold down boost and overpower your maneuvering thrusters. Tighten your turn. Another method is to hold down space brake, reduce the throttle, then release on your ship. So it's kind of like drifting. Most difficult technique to perform well is engaged decoupled mode. That can be tricky because if you decouple while you're flying towards a rock, you're going to keep flying towards the rock even as you turn. So it's personal preference. I actually prefer using my strafe.
You do have a limited amount that takes time to replenish, so don't go nuts with it.
Because strafe works really well, and then add a little bit of boost every now and again.
If you need to cut your speed in a hurry, use your space brake. It's much quicker than dialing back your engines, and the moment you let go of it, you'll automatically accelerate back up to your previous speed.
Yeah. And like I said, there are a couple of issues still with frame rate droppage, but I mean, hopefully, anybody who's
Keep
watching
up,
this
kids, you're blowing it.
either now or where do you? What the? Well,
Let's go, let's
That
go.
was
I'm
silly.
falling asleep here.
oh, stuff it, Gilly. I'm a better pilot than you ever will be. Match velocity.
Still with me, kid? Good job. Now, one thing you need to understand, every ship's outfitted with systems to look out for you. That last sharp turn, you probably felt your ship clamp down on the speed. That's your G-Safe system kicking in, making sure that you aren't taking too many G-forces and blacking out. If you need to get that extra edge in turning, you can disable G-Safe, but be warned, an unconscious pilot turns to a dead one pretty quick.
Yes, it does. I hate that. G-Safe is a
You're gonna give up now? Come on, push yourself.
and disabling it can be useful sometimes, but you kind of got to judge about that, because if you take your G-Safe off and you take a turn really hard, you're gonna
Keep up, kid. You're blowing it.
Oh, bite me.
Let's go, let's go. I'm falling asleep here.
Funny thing is, I'm going about as fast as he is.
Think fast.
Match velocity.
You're gonna give up now? Come on, push yourself.
Oh, stuff it. If I push myself, I'll fly right by you. Seriously, I'm a better pilot than Gilly. By far. He's taking it easy.
Still with me? All right. I'm a little impressed.
Right. Okay, Afterburner. Afterburner is actually a relatively new feature. Basically, it allows you to, well, use your it
Race you to the spire.
allows you to use your boost to increase your speed. Now, it does what an Afterburner does.
Hold on. I've got contacts inbound. Contact. Vandal fighter. Dead ahead.
Nearest enemy.
This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. All your systems are active. This is a live fire encounter.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Mark your target.
Nearest enemy. Next target. That works. Lock missiles.
Missile. Lock.
Fox 1. Working this, but...
Kill.
Oh, hey! Nice. Next target. Next target. That was fun.
Contact.
Stay sharp. We've got more hostiles inbound. Looks like there's a glaive in the mix. That glaive's a recognized ace. Enemy designation is tank. We're gonna have to work together to take it down.
No, we're not. I can take him on my own.
Target the glaive.
See? I need to stop doing that. Next target. Next target. There we go. Missile lock.
You gotta mark a target, kid.
Lock missiles.
Missile. Lock.
Lock missiles. Fox 1.
Kill.
That's
Good
it.
kill. Glaive's down. You're cleared to engage the
Next
rest.
target.
Good luck.
Head shield. Under
You're
fire.
taking hits.
Head
Check
shield
your HUD
down.
for shield and damage status.
No, I'm taking hits. That kind of happens in space.
Shields recharging. Danger. System overheating.
Lock missiles.
Missile. Lock.
Fox 1.
Shields up.
Or not. I think he hit an asteroid. His pilot's not too good. Next target.
We're clear.
Contact.
Hell of a training
Begin
session, huh?
Scan.
So this is where it gets kind of
Danger.
interesting.
Radiation critical.
I'm getting erratic power spikes from your ship. They must have hit your power plant. Your ship's loaded with military intel, so we can't let it fall into enemy hands. You'll have to initiate self-destruct before you eject.
And it'll show me how to do that. Maybe. There we go. Okay. Lexic Dark Alpha 1.
Eject. Eject. Self-destruct. Initiated.
Eject, eject,
Come on,
eject.
bail out!
Ejecting.
Get out of there!
System.
Cutting it close there, kid.
Yeah.
Let's get you back to base.
Didn't
First round's on me.
So that is the last portion of the basic flight tutorial for Star Citizen. Like I said, there's still some issues with frame rate droppage. I highly recommend it for new pilots. If you've never flown a space sim, or if you're rusty, or if you just want to get your feet wet in Star Citizen, give it a try. Once you get to the basic space combat bit, fire off a few missiles. If you manage to take down the drone, excellent. If you don't, just go back to the menu, skip ahead, and keep going. It's not really worth it to get all that upset about. Again, I did all this with voice attack, so a lot of my commands, like the eject, the self-destruct, my missile lock, and a bunch of other stuff, it's all done by voice command. You don't have to do that. It's personal preference, is what I'm telling everyone. It's personal preference. I like it because it frees up a few more buttons. It keeps me from having to go down to the keyboard when I do it. But yeah, I do recommend it, with the caveat that you're gonna run into frame drop issues, and you're probably gonna have to skip past the basic combat portion of the tutorial once you get to the missile portion. I do recommend running the sim, or the combat tutorial, or the tutorial, just to give yourself an idea of how the game works, of how the flight, how the flight mechanics work. Get familiar with the controls, with whatever control scheme you're using, whether it's keyboard and mouse, gamepad, HOTAS, double controllers, double joysticks, whatever. With minimum risk, it just kind of gives you an idea of what to expect. Hopefully by the time, or hopefully, in the next couple of patches, I'll have it all fixed and working. It won't be a pain in the ass like it is now, but at least it's there and it gives you kind of an idea. So, anyways, I hope you like this. I hope this was helpful to you, especially those of you who are new to Star Citizen, and even to those of you who have been in game for a little while. And as usual, if you want to make any comments or questions or anything like that, feel free. You can leave them on my Twitch page. You can leave them on my YouTube page after I've got the video over on YouTube. I look forward to seeing you in the verse. Until then, I will see you later.